Mixed reactions have continued to trail recent announcements by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) that the pump price of petrol may be increased to 235 naira per litre. This was disclosed by the Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Mila Kyari, at a joint weekly presidential ministerial press briefing with the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, SYLVA, at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. This next report has the details. Despite earlier reassurances that there will be no increase in the pump price of fuel, Nigerians have been advised to get ready to pay more for petrol, as the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) says it can no longer bear the burden of subsidy, as it pays between 100 and 120 billion naira every month to subsidize the products for consumers.
We're importing at market price and we're selling at 162 naira per litre today. Looking at the current market situation, the actual price could have been anywhere between 211 that you have mentioned and around 234 naira to the litre. The meaning of this is that consumers are not paying for the full value of the PMS that we are consuming, and therefore somebody is bearing that cost. As we speak today, the difference is being carried in the books of NNPC, and I can confirm to you that NNPC may no longer be in position to carry that burden.
Speaking at the weekly presidential ministerial media briefing, the Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Mila Kyari, gave the indication that with the full deregulation of the oil sector, market forces will determine cost of petrol, and the burden of sole importation and supply of PMS will be lifted from the NNPC. However, with the country's inflation rate at 17.33% and unemployment figures at 33.3%, economic experts are sharply divided over the impact this will have on Nigeria's fragile economy.
We are bothered about forced ability to pay and demand and supply. Recall that 42% of Nigeria are living below poverty line, according to UNDP. Apart from that, record also that minimum wage that remains 30,000 naira for a worker at the lowest level, whatever level we may call it. With what this means is that cost of living would increase while living standard will significantly reduce.
Petroleum products is being priced based on a global platform, trading platform. So the fact that your crude oil is going higher, you expect the byproducts or products that come out of it to be higher, to become more expensive, whether you like it or not. Because, I mean, if I buy crude oil for $70 per barrel and I refine the crude oil, what I expect is the product that will come out of it has to be more expensive because it adds to the cost of production.
Defending the criticism of government's decision to spend more on maintenance on Nigeria's underperforming refineries, Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, SYLVA, says the cost of maintenance is cheaper than building a new one.
When people talk about 1.5 billion, I mean, if you are talking about building a new refinery now of that size, you are not going to be calling 1.5 billion. Definitely, the GMD will tell you that a new refinery this size will cost us far more than $1.5 billion.
However, economic experts express fear that monopoly in ownership of refineries will create more problems. While Nigerians await the outcome of talks between governments and labor unions, citizens take the hint that days of cheap crude products are over, as the impact on income continues to linger.